Well, hello. Welcome to our little shop. Today we get a special job to do. I get to take the first look I've had at one of the new Marshall hand-wired 1959 amps. Customer called me the other day. Said he had this amplifier. It's got less than 20 hours runtime on it, and it started blowing fuses on him. So he wanted me to take a look at it and see what we could do, see if it's a warranty situation or not. And he's also a pretty good customer of mine, so he's been following the videos, and we talk a lot in here about things. And he was actually wondering whatever I might find that was kind of out of line. Yeah, we tend to have missing parts and so on occasionally. So anyway, we're going to crack this open and see what his problem is, of why he is blowing a fuse. He did tell me that one of his tubes was not lighting up, which tells me that he's either got a bad solder joint on that socket or he's had a tube fail. So let's get into this and see what we've got. Okay, we are in, and I gotta say, I'm impressed. First thing, they've done a great job on this board. It doesn't look like a lot of the other so-called hand-wired stuff that's done on a circuit board to make it look like it's hand-wired. This is hand-wired. So that's impressive. You get points for that, Marshall. So, looking a little farther here, we found out his problem actually was a failed heater on one of the power tubes. It's actually one of the Russian tongue saws, from the reflector factory. So it's one of Mike's tubes. Looking around a little bit more here, peeking down here in this corner, something awfully suspicious. We have half a cap hooked up, and as I remember on the 1959s on the plexis, both of those are supposed to be connected for the phase inverter power supply, because over here are your screen and plate supplies. So this filter is for your phase inverter. There's another filter hidden underneath the board up here. A little peek here. See it there? That is for your preamp supplies. Let's go look into that. Something else I found here quite interesting. We have some missing grid resistors. And this is 1.5K on this one. And over here on this one. It's hidden down here. Those should be 5.6K. There should be one here. There should be another one over here. There should be 4 of them. He also mentioned if I could get rid of some of the ice pickiness in it. These amps have a really bad history of being way too bright. I remember I had a JMP back in the late 70s that was nasty as all get out. It was quite audible with the volume turned down all the way. The minute you cracked that volume open from ground, it got loud. As you turn it up, it never really got much louder, it just got nastier. But they're using a 500 picofarad capacitor here as a bright cap on the volume control for the bright channel. That's a lot of bright. Plus we've got another 500. Actually, these are supposed to be 500 picofarads. They're 560. The one on the tone control here, tone control stack here, and the one here on the mix resistors for the channels, for the bright channel. Then we've got another one up here. That's a lot of bright. So let's get things in order here. First thing we're going to do is put his grid resistors in that he's supposed to have. We're going to hook up this other section of this capacitor like it's supposed to be. Then we're going to put a new set of tubes in it. We're going to bias it up. I'm curious of what the bias is right now, but I really can't check it because it's only got 3 or 4 of these original tubes. I'm not going to try to measure the bias with unmatched tubes in it. So anyway, let's get on with this. Let's see what we can do. Plus, I think a lead dress here might be in order. We might be able to quiet this hiss down a little bit. Let's see what we can do. Just for convenience, I've taken this fuse holder loose just to move it out of the way to solder this jumper here on this capacitor. So that's as it should be. Now we're going to move on to these resistors and so on over here. And here I have some almost properly coated wire. Sorry, I can't exactly match the green and blue with the Marshall. And I've got my grid resistors. So we're going to do that next. Okay, well, we've added our 5.6K grid resistors here. They're standing straight up like they should be, with the lead soldered to them. So let's get a set of tubes in this and see if we can get it running. Well, I believe we're finished. I changed this capacitor to 500 picofarad as it should be instead of 560. Did the same here. The bright cap on volume control, I moved one leg from here to here, basically to short the cap out. It's still here in the amp in case somebody wants to hook it back up. All I gotta do is move this leg back over here. But that took a lot of the ice pickiness, as he put it, out of it. I did some serious lead redressing here. Got rid of a lot of noises. We actually had an oscillation problem up here when you turned the volume controls way up. So I got that taken care of with the lead dress and got rid of some noise down here and here. Like I say, we've already replaced these resistors down here that we wanted to do. We've got a new set of tubes in it. We've got it biased up. I've played through it. We're ready to rock and roll. This amp is a whole lot more pleasant right now. Those that know me have heard me say for years, if I knew in the late 70s what I know now about Marshalls, I probably would have been a lot happier with my 50 watt JMP. I used it like everybody else did, but those amps were so bright. Basically, the typical thing was, you know, the normal channel was muffled. The brighter channel, the brilliant channel, of course, as they called it, was like fingernails on a blackboard. That's why we had to jump the channels and blend them to get a halfway decent tone out of these things. So anyway, like I say, this is all taken care of. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm going to run it some more. But for the meantime, I'm going to close it up, set it here on the bench and bench run it. And for some reason, I'm having this really strong, overwhelming urge for tea and crumpets. Okay, well, till next time, play nice. I'll see you later.